this is actually leads into bone to pick.
Oh.
But
The segue king back at it again.
Part of my problems as part of the 75-day challenge, if I forget to drink enough water during the days, and I then kind of in the hour before I go to bed proceed to drink 2 litres of water, which leads me on to my first bone to pick, which is waking up to go for a piss.
Waking up in general.
Which is waking up. That sweet, sweet release of unconsciousness. No, it's waking up in the middle of the night to do a wee, because it is the most... And I personally will wake up knowing that I need a wee, and then kind of psychologically consider how long I can wait until I really need a wee.
How much do I really need?
Or like, could I go back to sleep and let my brain forget about it? Or am I going to wet myself? And then you have to get up, and then you have to put something on. Because, I mean, I live in a house of 5 students. Yeah, I don't sleep with any clothes on.
I never
I run hot, so... Nice. So if I put my my bathrobe on, because smart little uni hack actually. Don't get a towel, get a bathrobe.
Also, that is thought to be something that gives women the ick. Which
bathrobe?
Yeah,
is it?
Staying too late.
I love my.
I have seen that.
I walk around in my bathrobe all the time. I look like a fucking Jedi.
I know. I love a bathrobe. It's
great.
Great, but
amazing.
Well, so that was the first one. But actually, funny you mention it, because it's also my second bone to pick. In terms of things that annoy me, my perpetual nemesis. The ick.
Good point. The ick. The thing about the ick, right, is it's also funny because none of them are not hilarious, but it's all little things that you would never, ever, ever consider.
But now I think about it all the time.
Do you know what I mean? Like little things like, oh, that gives girls the ick, and you're like, how can anybody help? Like, what? I know we're gonna get to spoilers because we got into a section earlier, but I've got to say this one when he's when he picks up a gentle jog going across the road. Ick. You know when you're walking, you're like, oh, there's been a strike.
Oh, that's what gives me the ick. When someone like rushes and they go, oh, oh, oh.
They're all so funny, but they're all so harsh.
No, it is harsh. But do you know what I've found now is that I give myself the ick. Is that I do things I think, oh, Christ. I was in a lecture and I got a question wrong, which is perfectly a normal thing to a lecture. People do it all the time. And I said it and I was like, oh.
I disgust myself.
No wonder none of these women fancy me.
It happens mid-conversation to me.
Yeah.
I'll say something, I'm like, oh.
You know when something doesn't land, you're like, oh.
Why did I say that?
It's especially when you didn't get the reaction you were looking for. Like, say you said something like, it's funny, and no one, you're like, oh, can I take it back? It's annoying though. It does like, that is a bone to pick because it's little things you can't even help. But then once that ick's there, apparently it's like it doesn't go.
Non-negotiable.
Struggled with
that. Yeah, I don't get it. I think there are things that annoy me. Obviously, a lot of the segments on the show are based on things that wind me up.
We can tell.
But I don't know if I get the ick so bad that I dislike people.
Yeah, no, it generally changes the way people look at people, right? Once they get that ick, they're like, right, I can't unsee that shit.
But it's probably a sign that you were meant to be with them anyway.
Well said, and I believe in true love. Isn't that right, boys? Okay. Example 101. The ick. Yeah, that.
Real love? That gives me the ick.
Love?
Screw that.
What else you go?
So my last one is something that happens to me constantly. I don't know what it is. I must have like obscene amounts of fluff in my pockets because I find like increasingly over the course of time my phone doesn't charge as well as it used to. But it's not the phone's problem; it's the fluff. Right? You get this?
Yeah.
So occasionally I have to go into the Apple store and say, "Can you defluff my charging port, please?" And they say, "I think that's what the sex shop's for." No, I'm joking. That was a fucking awful joke. I was giving myself the ick. No, but I went in the other day and I went, "Oh, like, would you mind just clearing it?" And he comes out and goes, "There was a lot of fluff in your phone." As if he's accusing me of something. It's very difficult standing opposite the Genius bar. You've got quite a lot of fluff in your phone, so you might want to get that looked at.
That's why I'm here.
I'm sorry. And you feel awkward then you're like, shit, sorry, bro.
Sorry for having fluff in my phone.
Why don't you just do it yourself? Like, get a fucking paperclip.
Because I fucked up one of my phones doing that. I scratched the charging port. And then it didn't charge. And then I had to hold it at certain angles so my phone would only charge if I propped it at about 30-degree angle,
I had that a lot back in the day.
which is very
That
annoying
happens,
in
does it?
itself.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro, it's such a ball ache as well. Because then you wake up half of the time and it hasn't charged.
hasn't charged.
So you're like on 4%.
If you
of
go
the
to
day.
someone else's house, they don't have the same. Like, there's always something in your house that's the perfect angle,
Yeah.
and you find that, and it stays on your desk forever. So for mine, it was like a little leather. It was like a shaving pouch where I used to keep my razor blades.
Yeah.
But that was the perfect angle. But if I went to anyone else's house, it just meant my phone was going to die, and there was nothing I could do about it. I just had to watch it march towards death.
And that, I get that. Do you know what I find another one with? Aux cords. I get a
Yeah,
very similar experience.
Well,
with
anything
aux
being
cords.
inserted into the USB-C of the phone, I
Yes.
feel like. Because I have that problem at the moment as well, and I feel like I may have scratched the inside. Because I
Yeah.
have no qualms about just getting straight in that motherfucker.
do you just
I'm just like,
ram it in?
yeah, ram
Fluff
it
and
in,
all?
fluff it out, defluff,
defluff?
as they say. But I probably scratch something because it doesn't really charge very well.
I would recommend going into your, but not the one here, because he'll shame you for your fluff.
You know what's
Mm.
irritating as well, though? How, like, your iPhone.
You give him the ick with how
I
much
gave him the
fluff
ick with
you-
how much fluff there was.
You know when your iPhone progressively gets very worse, but it seems like it's happened very fast as soon as a new
Yeah.
iPhone comes out.
That's a proven thing.
Yeah, it's fact because they like
They got-
slow the
they got
servers
sued
and
for
shit,
that.
Right?
Yeah,
It's efficient. It's good marketing, but like it's dodgy as shit.
yeah, it's really, really.
You have a 2-year
questionable.
contract, but like after like 16, 18 months, your phone's like it's been through the fucking ringer, bro.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because you've got so much on your phone and you use it every single day, and then all of a sudden it's like if I don't get that new iPhone, bruv, I'm done.
Yeah,
You just doing a London accent.
No, I can do London accent. Like, I don't know if that's London. Is it London?
sounds like every
London.
American doing a
Oh,
London
London.
accent.
Yeah. London.
To be fair, but I lapse into terrible Welsh when I'm around you lot.
Oh.
I'm
It
trying-
doesn't happen normally, but then around I go, "Hello, bud," and then it's like, "Oh,
Yeah, look.
Oh.
I'm trying to do. You have a very like.
I think I do and I
Okay,
don't."
don't go
Probably
Bill
London.
Sykes on him, please.
Yeah, no, I think I do and I don't.
My
I
mum
think-
says you have a very nice voice. When she's listening, she's like, Conor has such a nice voice.
Yeah, it's one of my only positives, really.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think naturally my voice just has a weird kind of cadence to it, and also just kind of reverberates repeatedly on my. I can feel myself speak when I speak. Do you get this?
No, that's pretty sexy.
I can feel myself, so I can feel if you were to hold your hand to my neck, you can feel my voice cords
Oh,
vibrate.
wow. Can't do that with me. Oh, actually, no, you can.
Yeah, I think you
Sort
probably
of.
should be able to.
Oh.
No.
I've started speaking a lot more Welsh recently
Have you?
since working in a school.
And when you
because
say a
it's
lot more Welsh,
yeah,
do you mean
specify not
mean
actual language?
not the language,
the
in
accent, like a
Welsh
patronising
manner?
Welsh accent, like almost like I'm putting it on, but I can't help it because like when you talk to the kids, like, right, should you be doing that? No, I didn't think so. Right, well,
Really?
really, right, well, like that shit constantly. So now my mum and dad are like, the fuck you doing, bro? I'm like, I can't even help it, bro. It's crazy because you adapt where you're around. Isn't that a fact?
Indeed.
Yeah, it's quite common at
Conform.
university, isn't it? People
Yeah.
lose their
I lost
regional
it,
accent.
like, badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went very well spoken at one point. Not anymore.
I did. No, unfortunately.
All gone downhill.
Which sucks for a podcast, really, but oh well.
Mine
No.
never really changed. I don't think mine ever really changed. But then it's like,
You
it's
have a
Exeter,
very-
it's all
yeah,
hand
yeah.
counted.
Exeter's very,
London.
yeah,
London.
London area anyway. But they were a very relatable bone to pick.
I
so
know,
must
I like
admit,
those bones. to
because
pick.
I am actually suffering with at least two of them, the phone one and the first one, like currently.
Yeah.
How many
because-
times do you piss in the night?
Oh, I wake up like every single night between 3 and 4 in the morning.
For a
Like-
tinkle.
Genuine, it's like clockwork.
Mm.
And then if I'm up really early, like say 7, sometimes I like think, you know what, I could just stay up. It's probably better for me.
Mm.
But then I always cave in and go back to sleep, and it's awful getting up 2 hours after.
Why?
'Cause I've
Interrupts
woken
your
up
REM
twice.
cycle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is. It's horrible getting up then. So the wee one is really getting to me at the moment, I must admit.
Yeah, that's the thing though, right? Because it's like you said, it's like clockwork. Every single night, I'm double pissing before
it
I've got
is.
it properly. You know
No,
what I
and
mean?
it's literally between
on
the
a
hours
double
of 3 and
piss?
4.
Well, what I do is I've got a routine established. Like genuinely, it's like
In your sleep.
yeah. So what I'll do is I'll go to bed. Say I'm going to bed I want to be in bed for 11:30.
Mm.
I'll go to bed for 11. I'll brush my teeth. I'll piss. Then I'll go to bed for half hour, chill on my phone, do my reading, whatever. Then before I know I'm going to go to sleep, 20, 25 minutes later, I'll go for another pee, even if I don't need one, because and 9 times out of 10 I do anyway. Then I'm up at 4 for a pee, like you said, 3, 4. Those seem to be the crucial hours. Don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either, but literally
No.
like clockwork every time 3 and 4.
Are you desperate in the morning then as well?
Yeah.
Same. And and you know when you're like uncomfortable, you're like, I just don't want to get up, but man, this is starting to burn. You know.
That's the painful moment.
And it doesn't help because it's so bloody cold outside.
Yeah.
I get out and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I think I'd rather piss myself. At least I'll be warm.
Oh, bruv, it's so true though. But then again, it's not something you can really do because I do feel a lot more awake when I drink a lot of water. And I'm sleeping better at the moment too. I don't know if that's got to do with
I'm
the
sleeping
water.
decent. It's
Yeah,
probably the
I think
reading
I am as
before
well.
bed as well
Yeah.
helps because it relaxes you more.
I don't know, boys, if you boys have ever tracked your sleep, right? Bro, I'm going to tell you real quick, not trying to get off track. Listen to how fucking impressive this is. My score for my sleep the other day, 2 days
You
ago.
get scores.
Yeah, so basically, this bad boy right here
I
monitors
can't
your sleep.
believe they're trying to like put a score on me in everything I do.
Yeah, no, it's a score.
This is the
It
corporate
makes,
world.
but bro, it's
Yeah.
bad because it makes me feel shitty if I don't get a score. So last night I didn't sleep very well, I can imagine. But
Shit, I didn't have my PB and sleep.
What is it? Today it says you slept for 45 minutes.
No, that was a thing. I'll have a look now. Last night I had a 92
Oh.
sleep score, right? Which meant
Out of 100.
yeah, which is high as shit. And it's like excellent sleep score. I had, is this the one where I had 92? I think so. I had 2 hours and 15 in REM sleep and 2 hours in deep sleep. That's a fucking lot, I think.
Yeah, but what's the hang on. Okay. So deep sleep, light sleep, REM sleep, and awake.
Yeah, and that's surprising. This is one thing I realized, right? You know, if you go to bed and you think you've slept for 8 hours, apparently you need to take an hour off that.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I have to take like 3 hours off it.
Yeah, because you've not actually slept. Because your body just does wake up even when you don't like acknowledge it like consciously. So like,
Yeah,
it
it's
takes
like
massively off it.
what was that? Sleep paralysis. Have you heard about this?
I've had that twice.
I've
and
never
it's
had it.
Oh,
Are
bro,
we
it's
getting back
horrible.
onto horror stories now?
Scary story to tell Bob.
It's horrible. It's
Yeah, I've never witnessed it.
What was it
But
like for you?
I don't like it. Was mine wasn't as scary necessarily, but what it means is like it's
Just
where
saw
you
me.
wake up but your body's not woken up.
Yeah.
So your mind is awake and your eyes are awake, but your body physically can't move. It's a really fucking weird ass sensation because you just can't respond and you're waking up. I didn't see ghosts and shit, like all the scary shit that people see, but I had like a creepy little like visiony type of thing where I was just like I was stuck
Yeah.
and like everything just seemed a lot darker than it usually does.
Well, that's also a thing with your brain psychologically. Your brain craves entertainment, excitement. So you start to see things if your brain gets bored, which is why if you go into a dimly lit room and do the Bloody Mary thing in the mirror, you stare at something long enough, your brain just begins to create its own entertainment, basically.
Conjure up
Yeah.
stories.
That's scary, right?
Which is pretty mad.
Have you seen those things just like spending 24 hours in the world's most silent room?
Should we do it?
Yeah, they're
Bro,
really...
apparently that drives you. I think Calix did it.
Yeah. Most people don't get past an hour.
No, because they're like
You
this.
can hear your own heartbeat.
It taps.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen those videos? I think Calix did it.
Well, any sort of isolation like mess you up mentally, but I imagine a quiet one as
The
well.
quietest room in the world, and it's fully insulated, like this studio.
What
It's
is the
like-
one... you can go into an isolation tank or something, can't you? As like
Oh,
a
the
therapy.
float thing.
Sensation,
Yeah.
sensory deprivation tank.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah,
one.
Now that to me scares the fuck out of me.
Well, it's like you're floating, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's
So
dark.
you're
and
in
you're
water,
a cave.
pitch black, no sound, other than the water, assumedly. But provided you're not moving, it effectively simulates being in space.
Oh wow.
I couldn't do that. It's the
But
depth.
then people come out and look, they've been there for about 3 years.
Have you seen
For
Dave
about 15 minutes.
Little Dicky series? And he's like, that's how he had his spark. And Joe Rogan does it all the time. Sean O'Malley does it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
It's all nut jobs that do it.
But bro, would you want to do that? That would scare the fuck out of me.
I quite like the idea of just being in space for like 10 minutes. If it wasn't going to kill
Yeah.
me, just floating around having
Yeah.
a grand old time, and then knowing I could come out. But I feel like you panic quite quickly. There's
Easy.
quite an interesting
No, I
thing
did-
in have you ever seen World's Toughest Prisons
Yeah, episodes.
with Raphael Rowe?
Yeah,
Not Raphael Rowe. There used to be another host.
the
an
one on
Irish bloke.
Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought the
Yeah.
one from EastEnders did it for
What, Ross
Ross
Kemp?
Kemp. Yeah, Ross Kemp on gangs.
Ross Kemp on Gangs. No, that was more Michael Caine. Anyway. Yeah, well, he goes to a Polish prison, and they have a sensory deprivation thing they do to you as a form of punishment, where they lock you in a room with, like, this headgear on, and I think they tie your hands in front of you so you can't move. And he basically goes in, and he's in there for maybe 15 minutes, and he believes he was in there for 3 hours. Because your brain just begins, and he comes out and he's just like sobbing. He's like, I just completely was so disorientated. I think they go in and rough you up a bit as well.
Oh, do
It's
they?
nuts. It's crazy.
I could never do that. Like that, genuinely,
No.
that type of thing to
No.
me would fuck me so bad.
The mental resilience is
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. It's like that fear of being buried alive and shit. Like that's the biggest fear to me. Not claustrophobic necessarily.
I mean, I went on a cruise and came back with an anxiety disorder.
Did you really?
Yeah, basically.
Where do you say like you
No.
were so close to getting off at port and just getting a fucking flight back?
I was
nah,
like
I don't
that
need
close, literally. Because, well, there was no like porthole in my room, so it was
Okay.
completely dark. I felt nauseous the entire time.
Mm.
I felt like I couldn't get off. I know it was a like cruise, like a
Yeah,
boat.
yeah.
It's like a commute, but you just feel like, well, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I can't
Yeah.
get off.
I suppose, yeah, actually, like, especially when
like-
you're really out to sea.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. And there was like days and days between stops. I was like, genuinely weird. So I'd be terrible in that situation.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Yeah, now you think of it, actually.
that cruise don't appeal to me anyway. See,
No. Well, it never appealed to me. And I went on one and
worst Christmas
definitely
And it
ever.
was
doesn't.
right.
Bro, but it's true. I can imagine because you never think about it. If you think about it like that, that's days where you're genuinely like stuck in the middle of the ocean.
I'm
Literally.
feeling nauseous the entire time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
but
suppose,
never
especially if
quite
you're
being
already
able to,
feeling ill.
like,
Yeah.
Was the food good?
it was alright.
Not
Yeah, it
not
was
enough to
alright.
outweigh the anxiety.
No, exactly, yeah.
Where were we about to pick though?
No, I think we were choosing what?
We had to pick
Was
what. So
our
it was waking up
bone
to go
to
for a
pick for the
wee,
day?
the ick, or what was the third one?
Oh, it was fluffing phones.
Oh, fluffing phones. Yes.
Go on, Morky. What have you got, Bat? What have you got? Like,
Well,
Alex?
for me, the ick.
Is
I
it?
feel like I know they're harmless things, but I feel like you're doing something to have conjured up that ick
Yeah.
in someone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave that to the side because I feel like you've got slight control over it.
yeah.
The fluff in the phones. Oh, it's difficult to weigh up between these two, to be honest, because they're both affecting me currently. And this isn't an old phone, but I'm considering getting another one because it doesn't charge properly. I'll probably go with that one because there's more like monetary expenditure on this.
Good point.
So I'm going to go for the fluff-in phones because it happens like so quickly. That's the worst
It does.
thing.
very
And it's
quickly.
debilitating for the phone.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like me and you like stick a massive like knife in there and try to
Try and get it
And
out.
just get
Yeah.
the fluff
I mean,
out
it is
and scratch it.
satisfying.
Yeah. Oh, it's
But-
very satisfying.
Does all kinds of damage.
Yeah, I know about that, but I'm going to disagree with you. I'm still going to go with the PN thing, bro.
I can see why.
But I think that's
is
probably
very
because
irritating.
this is a thing I've noticed, right? It's like anything. Since I've been able to track my sleep, I get very, very intoxicated by that. If I've had like 6 hours of like a low sleep, I'm like, fuck. And it genuinely, I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to feel good today.
Yeah,
So-
do you think psychologically it makes you more
Yeah,
tired?
yeah,
Knowing that
it
you
does.
haven't?
Because if I didn't know, I'd be half the time like thinking, but like, because I'm literally seeing the numbers. Like I woke up yesterday, I felt exhausted as shit, but I was like, oh man, that was a lit sleep score. I feel great. And that was literally what I told myself.
You know what it made me realize, right?
Well,
No wonder this generation's like not particularly happy in themselves. It's like such micromanagement
You
of
can't even
every
sleep
Right.
right.
Yeah, it's such
Literally.
micromanagement of every
Yeah.
single aspect of your life.
honestly.
It's like no, I'm not having to
no,
go.
I
I'm
know, I
just saying,
agree
like,
with you though.
like, chill out.
Yeah,
Come
no,
on.
I agree, bro. I completely agree, and I'm exactly the same. It pisses me off that I'm like this, but now I've started doing it. And I'm like, oh shit, only a 72 sleep score in 5.5 hours, bro. Well, I'm not gonna feel tired today. I didn't recover last night, so when I have to get up to pee 17 times in one night, that does irritate. That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do enjoy drinking
It is
water.
just very irritating anyway.
Yeah, literally. So I'm gonna go with the old tinkle in the night. I'm thinking we should just get human ass nappies, right? Get those retirement people nappies.
Oh, what are they called?
But you
where
have to change it anyway.
Yeah,
Not a
what are they
catheter.
called?
Don't say
Yeah.
that. Ah,
Tampon?
Catheter.
catheter. You stick it on your
Oh.
willy.
I thought you just meant a dick tampon.
No,
you
no.
can get a dick tampon.
Can you?
No, well, you can't, but I thought that's what you were insinuating.
Oh,
That'd be a
no.
if I just stick it somewhere. Ah!
Do you know what I found out? It's
That
an
gives me
interesting
the
fact.
ick.
I found out the other day it takes roughly £78,000 to raise a boy in the UK.
Yeah?
Roughly 108,000 to raise a girl.
Really?
Hmm.
Why is
What-
it so much more
Yeah,
expensive?
why is the discrepancy there?
Pink tax was the only thing that came up in the class, which is all like period products and stuff. I suppose
Oh,
like
that
girls
makes
have to buy
sense.
bras, boys don't.
Oh, I
girls
don't
have to
know.
buy tampons, boys don't. Yeah.
How long do you wear the same pair of boxes though? I wear mine for years, bro. I wear those motherfuckers to the ground.
Oh, yeah, same.
As they rip
as in
apart.
before you wash them. Or
No, not before you wash them. Like before you be like, right.
I
I've
buy
gotta
one
get
pair
it.
and wait a year until it starts to disintegrate, and then I change over.
You-
Alright, maybe it's time.
You guys wash your boxes?
You had to. Oh.
And that was pretty cringe. You got that arsey smell.
I remember at the height of Justin Bieber's fame, he wore a new pair of boxers every day,
Every
and
day,
I
I
just thought
remember.
that was the craziest thing in the world.
So
Because that's such a
wasteful.
good
Yeah,
feeling.
no,
New
that's-
socks, new boxers.
That's when you
Yeah,
know
right.
you're
Money.
That's when you know you've made it and you're rich.
You feel like
When
money.
you
It's
can't
when you're
do-
swapping out boxes and socks every
Right,
day.
they were Calvin Klein as well. We're not talking like
Oh.
M&S autograph.
What's your favourite boxes?
What
No,
my
seriously,
favourite boxes?
seriously. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I'm trying to think of my favourite. I have favourite pairs for
Go
sure. I've got a lot of pairs from Levi's. Don't massively.
Have you got any
love them.
sexy pairs? If you know you're like, right, I'm going to get something that you're gonna like.
I've got some Jeep boxers, which are great,
Ooh.
which are absolutely fantastic.
I reckon Bradley
But
Cooper wears
keep
cheap
the drunk-
boxes.
All
Junk in the
Saints.
trunk.
I got some All Saints boxers, which are sensational.
Ooh, I
You
bet.
just feel like your crown jewels are suspended in
This is what I need.
like heaven.
What about you? What have you got?
TU man only.
What's that?
TU man
What's that?
only.
Where's that?
Sainsbury's.
Man.
Class. I only represent
Rep
what
it.
I wear. I only brand what I wear. But you have not got like, have you got any like sexy? If you know
No.
you're like, right, you and the gal, you're gonna be like, yo, we're gonna.
Would
fucking
do you
have
have a color? Do you think like if you imagine your boxes in your head, is there a particular color or color scheme that you think is the best?
Nope.
Apparently
I just
black
go
is
with the ones
sexier.
that look cleanest.
Apparently, no, but apparently like black
Which ones are the least stained?
no shit stains on this one. Tick.
I can just imagine some girls like, oh, I'm gonna put some nice lingerie on for him. Which boxers have the least stains?
I always remember.
Scrubbing it in the
Bro.
sink. Is it brown?
Have you seen
No.
this? Oh, you've seen Spider-Man, haven't you? I just
yeah,
picture,
yeah.
You know, he's scrubbing that
Spider-Man.
paint out of his suit.
Yeah.
Just you were piss stains.
Oh, have you ever seen that meme of like, the girl like taking like 3 hours to get ready like for a nice like romantic night, and then it's just the guy sitting on the end of the bed like that, and it's the Mayo Man from the TLC stuff. Have you seen it? His big shot? I forget his name. But it's just him sitting on the.
What's his name? Big Frank or
Yeah.
something.
No, it's like when your girl's taking like 3 hours to get ready before a romantic night, and you're just sitting on the end of the bed like that.
It is the most. Time will never move slower than when you're waiting for someone to do something. When you're sat on the end of the bed, like, fuck, she's got to be nearly done with her makeup, and she pulls some other indiscreet makeup item out, and you're like, what does that
It's
do?
confusing, right?
You look fine.
Bro, it's a process.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, fair
crazy.
play. Like, you make yourself look great or whatever, but I'm just so impatient when it comes to like, and then you'll be like, oh, I've just got to. You take so long. I'm just going to put my shoes on quick. We've been waiting for it. I've just waited 4 hours for you to do fucking eyeliner.
My lace dog. You do fucking eyeliner.
Your winged eyeliner looks shit.
All I gotta do is rub the piss out of my boxes.
But Connor, what was your biggest bone to pick for this week?
I'm probably going to go with the pissing in the night because
Yeah, facts.
I just find it's the most painful experience.
It is.
And then equally, if you don't make it in time, then you got to piss in your boxers and you got to rub the piss out of the boxers for date night. So
Yeah.
all sorts of problems. Well, it's date night, babe. I've de-pissed my underwear.
Let me just get the scrubber out.
Let me just ring my
Let me
underwear
just
real
get my toothbrush out.
What's that white stain in your pants? Don't worry, babe. Just Colgate.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Just Colgate.
Oh, Christ almighty.